Hey guys, it's Dusk here, doing my first part of the tutorial on shuffle editing. Um, I'm going to be covering a few things in this series. First of all is cutting. So I'm going to use Sony Vegas for this because it's a quick tool. You don't have to match up any formats to a huge extent. Everything sort of works seamlessly and there's no in-project rendering to do, only at the end. So we'll get started with dragging my clips in here. Now what I've got is .mov format files compressed in H.264. H.264 is a compression codec. It's really crap for editing and won't play back very smoothly, so what you generally do before you want to edit, just to make things so much easier, especially if you're working on big projects, is download converters, and this is a good one called MPEG Stream Clip from squared5.com. It's free, it's small file size, really easy to use, and what you want to go for is uncompressed formats, so you lose no definition, but they're big file sizes, so you want to get that bit of space freed up on your computer. So first off, I'm going to start with checking my project settings and file properties. This pretty much matches. My clips are at 24 frames per second, so I'm going to use that preset, and they are HD 1080p. That seems all about right. Full. Go to best there. You only need 8-bit when you're working with just video. Those other ones are more to do with motion graphics. I haven't played around with this stuff, so I'm just going to leave it. And yep, seems about right. So now that's matched up, I want to drag in things like what I've recorded here. Is a cool little intro clip, and yep, I'm not going to use that right now, but you can see just forward planning with your filming is good. It makes editing a lot easier. So what I'm going to do here is find out where I start shuffling, which coincidentally happens to be the frame that I just landed on. So make a split there. What I've done is the hotkey S and delete this side, and then you want to find your song that you want to use. For this particular movie, I'm going to be using a Dead Mouse song called The Veldt. It is 2 BPM slower than the song I shuffled to in the video. You can compensate this by speeding up or slowing down, as long as it's not a huge noticeable thing to make it look like you're trying to shuffle better. So I'll find this song for you. In case you're wondering, I have an external projector connected, so you're not seeing any file browsing I do. The song there, I'm going to drag it into the track below. That will create a new audio track, and I see here in the waveform that's kind of where the song starts off, so I'm going to zoom in there and move over to the thing and just make sure you can hear the clip. There's the clip, I can hear there, it's clearly hitting, and I'm going to split there. And what you want to do is line it up precisely with there. I think holding control in Sony Vegas will make it snap to, and then you've basically got that lined up there. I can hear a bit of audio there, so I'm going to mute the video audio so you won't hear any of that moving. So now you see my clips aren't going very smoothly. That's because the format is H.264, as I said before. Usually I would convert beforehand, but for the sake of time I'm going to leave them as they are. Electronic music, if you don't know already, runs on 32 beat bars, also called phrases, etc. I like to work within those to do my editing, so if I was doing a fade in, I'd count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would use the fade tool, which drag the top corner to that 5th peak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is there. I'm not going to be too precise, but you get the gist, and I wouldn't actually fade in while I was shuffling. So, same goes with when you start your audio. Try to always start on the phrases, so every 32 beats, and if you've been listening to electronic music you should be able to notice those pretty seamlessly. So that's basics of starting it off. Now, people need to realize that you can't just let the clip play out and then put in a new one. That's not editing, it is putting music to a video, syncing, really. You want to work within the bars when you cut, generally. You don't have to though, so I'm going to count here. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Split. Now I've split it there. It's probably not in time, but split that clip and then move that away. You don't want to delete it because anything you don't use you kind of want to use later, or you might have a very small video. And essentially what you want to do is use clips of yourself, but I only have one of myself, so I'm going to use Jaden. And what you can see here is I'm about to step on my left foot, and you need to remember that, and then find a place as close to the start as you can where your counterpart video is also about to step on their left foot. This is called invisible cutting and is essential in video editing, because then if you don't do that it creates mismatches and it just looks stupid, and it's a subconscious thing. Like, people don't generally notice it, but you are noticing it subconsciously. It's a cool fact for you. So I see he's out to step here. And it's easier when you're using clips of yourself because you shuffle the same way generally. I can see here he's making a step onto his left foot. Generally you want to use things that are the same angle. Like, as you can see, I'm facing camera, he's not, so that's a slight mismatch, but it's still going to be fine. And fine tuning, usually you'd do that and make sure that when that hit is there, as you can see, I'd be on my foot, but I'm not because it's offbeat and shuffling a different song, etc, etc. But that's the gist of it. Cutting in and out, not having mismatches in your footage. Yeah, so what I'll do there is press Alt there, and it's only going to render in there if I choose it to. So, of course, you would want to do more than that. That's about 30 seconds of footage there. You can mix in face shots, foot shots, hand shots, scenery, etc. It's all video making skills and your own creativity which makes your videos better. There's only so much that I can tell you guys. So basically that's it. Click render as. A lot of people get pissed off with render times in Sony Vegas, which is stupid because it's actually quite fast at rendering. But if even so, a good idea is to use those programs that I linked to you earlier. What I want to do here is find AVI, because that's a lossless format for Windows, and choose one that matches my composition. Click render. Yes, a lot faster because it's not compressing anything, it's only creating a video file, so it makes its task a lot easier. And basically that'll render out. You have your video, compress it with something, or don't. Like what I'm going to show into the next tutorial is integrating this into After Effects to do your editing in there, because it is a much more powerful color corrections tool, which is what you guys seem to like. So until next time, I'm glad that you guys are watching. Hope I could help a bit. If there's any comments or questions or recommendations for my next tutorial, feel free to chuck them in the comment section and I will get back to all of them. Sweet guys, see ya.